Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Neremik, and welcome to a special episode of Animal Crossing, Let's Go City, and Lost City Folk. I'm overdubbing this one because I tried to record this past midnight, and I was basically nagged by my parents into going to sleep, because I have, university in like 7 hours, so that's why I sound a little bit more awake now than I would if you heard the original audio of this, which wasn't stellar by any means. But no, I figured I'd make this because I just got in, because it's kind of funny how things timed up. If you've been following the series for a little while now, you'll know that I've been doing a few of these, like, story-timey things. You know, stuff where I've just kind of been talking about random things that have happened and whatnot. And, I figured, you know what, one of them just kind of came to an end. If you watched the first one, I recounted kind of meeting people on this summer camp and all the cool stuff we did. And, yeah, I'm not sure if I hinted at this or not, but the reason why I was out tonight was because that was the last night where the ones that were going away were still here. So I figured, you know what, you want a story, I'll give you a story. I'll say this right now, if you're here for like typical ACCF gameplay and whatnot, it'll be in the background, but the commentary will probably be in no way related to it. But yeah. No, this is the story of, like, it's the way that I live my life as, like, all the chapters. This is the story of a certain chapter, and, yeah, that was ended, so I figured I'd wrap it up. To catch you up with where we were beforehand, so I just come off this summer camp, and I met, like, a whole group of people, and we were chill, we were interacting and whatnot, and that's about fine. And give it a few months, specifically, I think, once kind of September, October rolled around, so I just started attending college. We started doing this thing that we'd go out on a Saturday night, same place, near the big Sainsbury's. Perfect. We wouldn't do anything. We just walk around and go in the occasional shop. Maybe for McDonald's I had money. It was just a cool time. We'd go out every Friday, and it was it was mostly the same group, but kind of as time went on, like, people started dipping. And we kind of did it like every Friday without fail. It was a fun thing. It was a fun thing we did, and yeah, I wasn't daily uploading at the time. Towards the end of like all these Friday night things, I was daily uploading, and it was a little bit of a stretch. So you may notice, like, if you look at the timestamps of some of them, like some of them were a day delayed because I couldn't do it. But no. So yeah, we kept doing that, and that was kind of how I got to know these people, because I only really like spoke to them for like 4-ish weeks. We were on and off, but that's how I like properly got into this group. And then on March 2020 happened, in which kind of you know the one. So first of all, channel takes off, just like mwah. You know, we were having a good time over here, but it meant that obviously we couldn't go out on Fridays even. So we were kind of like. We're kind of out of luck in that sense, because there was no real way for us to interact. Not many of them used Discord at the time. So we kind of just stopped. And it might sound weird, like, you know, if you're proper good friends, you'd find the ways around it, but physically, if you remember back then, you couldn't, like, go outside, you couldn't meet with people. And it was kind of just super disjointed, like, no one was meeting up, so everyone kind of started to drift, and, like, they formed their own separate groups, even more than they already were, because they had already been, like, in progress, you know. So yeah, this is, like, it was a fair few months on, so it was like 8. So yeah, things were already changing, and that kind of sped things up. But I do remember, I think it was July, and most specifically, things started easing up. We could go out again, and I went out once in this entire time because, again, like, the guy I used to go through to go on these meetups was like, there was a few people that you'd go through that, like, you know, they were like organised, and they basically held the group together. I'm not gonna lie, but no, like, I went through one of them, and like. It had changed too much, but I did meet some other people that I'd been on the thing with, and we were cool. We caught up. One of them put my hair in like this weird bun. It was a good time. But no, realistically, because of the coronavirus, there wasn't really much of a chance for me to meet anyone. The old group chat had become inactive because you know how they get to a point where they're just like dead and they're so far down, no one wants to like message them to annoy everyone. They were kind of at that state, and then there was a point where everyone did start again in summer, but I was away the week where they were all available. I was in Scotland, so you know I wasn't available, and I'm pretty sure they didn't message me because I posted on my story a lot that week. So realistically, I was out this group from like either March, July, however you want to count it, because you know the stupid virus, like. I'm not sure. You know how, like, you have, like, things you regret not doing? Yeah, I regret not, like... I suppose there isn't anything I could have done about the virus. I regret all the time I lost, even if it wasn't directly my fault. 'Cause it's just... Gotta find a way to beat yourself up somehow, don't you? But no. Realistically, this is where things get spicy. This is where I dare say I actually joined the group for realsies. Because before I was just kind of there, I was doing my thing. I only knew a few people. So this guy that was in the group, I already knew him from, like, another thing. It was, like, a lifeguarding thing on Friday, and he just so happened to be a part of it. Randomly, we were just messaging, I can't remember about what, but it led me, I think, a Discord invite, which, again, was rare, but this was... The groups had changed so much to a point where they were kind of back to where they were square one, because the big group I met was, like, two big groups. That kind of been pushed together as one, and then they kind of just split back to those original groups. So it's kind of gone from, like, being more in with group 2 to in with group 1 without even realising it. But no, I got this Discord invite, and it was an invite to play on a Minecraft realm. And I remember this so, like, detailed. This was really the start of, like, a really, really good time. We played on it. It was on Java. I had, like, this house under the ground with, like, a big old maze. You know, just would come on, talk to people, do things. And eventually ended up, I was given creative mode, and we were told to just grief it because the realm thing was running out and no one had the money to pay for it. But that was cool. But no, it was good. I blasted Groovy from the Persona 5 dancing soundtrack, I think, most of the time. The extended version, because I couldn't find the normal one. It was a good time. It was a good time around Christmas. Anyway, I still wanted to play Minecraft, though. That like, I've got to say, out of all the times I've got back into playing Minecraft, that by far has been the hardest. Because I was having, like, pure fun. It's like, you know, I forgot about all the dumb updates Mojang had added to the game and just had a good time. Which is like, hell yeah. This was only a small group of people. I didn't even know too many people that were on that server specifically. Which kind of brings us to January, super early in. And this is where you can kind of follow the timeline of events on my channel. So the entire group, there were like one person from the previous server who just didn't want to be on it. We started a new realm on the Bedrock version of Minecraft that everyone could play. And yeah, it was well, those ones that did the realm tour on, there was a fair bit of drama and whatnot, but that's like really, really where I got to know people. Which was cool, it was nice. I think I definitely overplayed it a little. Again, if it was the realm tour, I did that in a month. Which was like, sheesh. And that's where I got to like meet people a lot more, and I like to think that going on there was helping keep, get some good old friends. I spoke from one person in particular. I'm not gonna name in case I don't want to. We went off and like did our own separate thing. As a result, actually, of that podcast, we were on super late playing one night on the server, not podcast, server even, but yeah, we were on super late one night, and we discussed the possibility of doing a podcast, and I immediately was like, I want in on this. I have Vegas Pro, I might as well. See, we started a podcast. We did like all these super cool things. And it's like that's where things really started to like kind of kick off. It only went for a few episodes because no one could organise things, and there was disagreements about we should and shouldn't do those episodes, and there was one that was scrapped. It was a weird old time, but no, it was good. And that kind of it kind of kick-started me into the group, so to speak. Yeah, no, I took some initiative, and I was like, they seem to be having fun, so I'm not gonna let them like drop me, so to speak. So I kind of proposed the idea that we branch out from playing Minecraft because people started to wear out after that kind of month was up into playing other things. So I was like, well, Among Us is free on mobile, so we started playing a fair bit of that, and oh boy did that get heated. And I downloaded so many of the Jackbox packs to just stream and play with the boys, with the gang. Yeah, no, I did that. We did that for like months. Like seriously, I think. We started Jackbox towards the end of January, and we didn't stop until like the middle of May. And honestly, yeah, kind of after that, things started to open up, so people started to go out some more, and it was just, like I said, I hold those 4 months in high regard to be like, besides like those 2 weeks where I first met them, like the 4 months where I've like been like the kind of closest with a group, if that makes sense. Like when everything just like clicks and it goes super well. There were hiccups here and there, but it was just, it was a good time. We might be wondering, like, what is with the timing of this? Well, this we're going up on the 28th, and I have a feeling a certain someone is going to be watching this. No, as I said, that entire group, I've only known them for 2 years. Yeah, but the thing is, they were left. Yeah, university is a thing. I'm staying in my hometown to do my course. I'm fortunate enough to have that, but everybody else decided to go for their own things. So we're kind of back to square one in some points. It's weird because it's like it's kind of, it was on MO for 4 months basically while we were in like a pseudo-ish lockdown. Whereas like we go on, we play Among Us, we play Jackbox and whatnot, but that was different. You're at uni, so you might make more friends, be busier and whatnot. So I don't know. I suppose it's probably gonna be called something like End of an Era or Curtain. And I've already used Curtain Calls as a title years ago. Something like that. Something to like have a sense of finality to it, and it kind of is. It is kind of the end of an era, the one that kind of started as I left high school. And so I would say started getting a little bit better. I like to think when I returned to YouTube after that whole summer camp thing, I was a lot better on the mic and just in general. No, it's the end of an era, so to speak. An era that kind of started with me going on NCS and that kind of ended with everybody going to uni. It was a short time, but it was a good time. And I figured, you know what? Well, I suppose I figured when I was recording this gameplay initially, you know what? I had such a good time, I think I'll share it with you guys. It's one of those stories where you kind of want to share it. And yeah, as I was saying, I was out last night. Last night was the last night that we all went out, which is interesting. Because I got a random message and I was like, ooh, okay. It was raining, which was quite nice. It was very aesthetic. We're near a big ass windmill. It was nice. It was cool. It was like slightly foggy. I loved it. And no, we just kind of walked. We got the bus and then the tram subsequently to the pub. We just kind of sat down. We drank. I didn't get ID'd by some form of miracle, so we got a mind a bit drunk. Hence, probably why I thought this would be a good idea to record at just past midnight to begin with. It was a good night out, and I remember did I get something to eat? I nicked someone's onion rings and chips, I think. Well, no. Actually, completely unrelated, but I visited my friend Minnie Candy, who was working at KFC, because it was on the 5-minute walk. I thought it would be funny. Okay. But no, like I said, we wrapped up in Wetherspoons, and just as I was getting on the bus to go home, I kind of had a moment where I was like, there wasn't that many of us, right? So, like, it was most of the group, like at least like 45-ish% have already gone away to uni, and I was like, these two are going away soon. I doubt, like, the 4 of us that are left, we don't click as much, are gonna be here, but I figured, you know what, the bus can wait, so I got off and we went into a little, one of those corner shop takeaways, got some chips and a kebab and a few drinks. It was nice. It's a nice little send-off and whatnot. Genuinely, it's weird to think that, like I said, I'm not sure what coincidence I'd attribute it to, the kind of group I went in for NCS back in 2019, or that one spontaneous Discord invite to play Minecraft because they thought I was good at it. But no, either way, leads us here, always does. And yeah, it's the end of a chapter, so to speak, but it's the start of a new one, or kind of continuing. I'm in that super weird state where it's like, I don't even know, it's like, I'm still here, so it doesn't feel like anything major's changed, but I know it has. But yay, I say I don't have any money for the roost. Well, here's to toasting, even though I don't have a drink, and hopefully, we can all stay in contact. Like I said, what was my wish in New Leaf? To keep things exactly as they were. Yeah. Ironic, I made that 2 weeks before, like, half the people I knew would leave, because I got good other people I know, of course, but either way. Life is strange like that, I guess. But yeah, I figured I'd just I'd give you a quick summary. I can't go into many specifics, but it's like, those sorry, I'm watching the video preview while I commentate this. Nook and Go being closed. That is so rare. But no, it's weird. It's all, like, I can't give you like too many moments because there's so many small ones which I super like. Like, we used to go on top of the Sainsbury's and kind of mess around with the shopping trolley. That was fun. Just used to walk at night for hours on end. It was super aesthetic. Sometimes it'd be cold, sometimes it'd be hot. I used to jam out to music on my phone, and the first time I turned up, I didn't know where anyone was, and there was a smashed plate on the ground near me, and I was like, where am I? It was, love turning up to places and not knowing if it's actually the right one. Never change. But no, here we are. It's the end, I like to think. And I figured, yeah, you know what? It's kind of timing-wise, it seemed to match up like super quite well. I didn't plan for it to, but hey, I'll take what I'm given, and hopefully you found this enjoyable. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. It's a weird one, but again, we'll have to see how everything pans out. Yeah, I assume it'll be fine. But no, until next time, also, aside, I assure you the next episode of this isn't just going to be me telling a good old story. And yeah, I think, like I said, that's the end of the chapter, so to speak, coming to the end of all the available footage I have left. Right, but it was a fun time. So I do want to say to anybody in particular watching, thank you. You definitely made the last 2 years and 2 months really something else. But yeah, that's it. Something quick I made, kind of high on emotion in the moment. That's kind of just how everything was for the last 2 years. I had a very, very good time. But all good things have to come to an end. So I guess for this story, I guess it's only fitting that this is where that one ends too.